Good morning. Welcome to Mitten Kitchen. I'm Amy, and today we are going to be making homemade English muffin breakfast sandwiches with our sourdough. And it's going to be a take on the freezer aisle that you find all the yummy breakfast sandwiches in, but homemade. We know the ingredients going into it, and we're going to have so much fun. So it's going to have our sourdough English muffin, a nice piece of cheese, some chicken sausage, and egg. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start making up our dough for the English muffins. We have a lovely, bubbly sourdough starter. We're gonna double this batch. I might triple it, we'll see. So I like to make a huge batch of these because they're really, oh, I messed up already. This is supposed to be on the scale. Whoops. You know what? We're going to just do our best here. We're just going to guesstimate what that was. This is real cooking, people. This is real cooking. I think we can triple it. We're going to give it a try. Okay, next up, the recipe calls for either honey, maple syrup, or sugar. And maple syrup. So let's go ahead and add in the maple syrup. Okay. I think that gives it the nice, yummy flavor for English muffins. Next up, we are going to do our milk. After that, we got our salt. And then we have our flour. Now remember, I like to use einkorn flour. Put a new bag of it. So I like to do these breakfast sandwiches because they're really easy to freeze, and making a big batch of them will last like a couple months, which is really nice. Okay. We got all of our ingredients. Let's go ahead and give it a stir. Look at that. Also, einkorn flour, the camera looks a little bit more yellow than it actually is, but there is a yellow undertone to it. Okay, so that's pretty much all incorporated. We're going to cover this up and let it rest overnight, and we'll finish up the rest. Okay, we are going to go ahead and start rolling out our dough. So we go ahead and get our dough out on our floured surface. Okay, we got our dough out. Hold on. We're gonna go ahead and just make sure it's all floured. Okay, ready? You're gonna kind of like go like that, okay? Okay, yep.
Ooh, this is soft.
Very soft. Look at us. Get our hands all floury. Okay, give me a moment. I'm gonna need you to roll it, so just give me one moment. Look at how nice that is. Very fluffy. I'm gonna have my son roll this out. We're looking for about 1 inch. Perfect. Get over here. So I want you to do your circle. So now we're going to take a mason jar, and we're going to go ahead and start doing our circles. And I'm going to get the parchment paper. I'll help you, okay? You just do that. So I'm going to get a baking sheet with parchment paper so we can put the circles on to rise. Take our parchment and start putting the circles on there. So sometimes they come up a little shapely, right? So you just gotta figure that out. When you're cooking with a toddler, you gotta have a little bit of patience. But I think it's super important that he learns how to cook. Might need one more sheet. We're filling up over here. Okay. So there we have it. We got almost 2 full trays of English muffins. So we're gonna let these rise for about an hour and then we'll go ahead and get them cooked up. Okay, it is time to go ahead and get these in the skillet. So you can see here I have 2 skillets going and we are going to go ahead and spray them. We're gonna cook up these English muffins. Okay, I'm gonna cover that up. I don't have a lid for my cast iron, so we'll just cover that up. Okay, it's been 8 minutes. Let's go ahead and take a look. So we're gonna. I think I had it on too low. I like to usually do it on the medium side, and so I flipped it over now to medium. So we'll go ahead. We'll see what these turn out like. It's always a hit or miss. Cover those back up. Okay. So I like to see how they're cooking up. So they should be around 200. Okay, this one is. 200? How about 2 bunny heads? So there we go. Our first one, nicely done. I like how puffed up it is too. Can you really tell like the thickness? Really nice and thick. Perfect for an English muffin. And there we have it. These are all of our English muffins. I did eat one with my son, but there's 19 of them here. And what we'll do is we'll let them cool and we're gonna cut them so they're in half and ready to be made into our breakfast sandwiches. So not too bad. So first up, we made our English muffins. They are ready to go. We'll cut them out. But in order to get started, we need to go ahead and start getting our egg mixture. And what we're gonna do is, I was trying to find some liquid eggs, but with the egg shortage right now, they did not have any. So we're gonna have to crack our own. I'm gonna use some Greek yogurt just to give it some creaminess for our eggs. They'll be a little bit more fluffy. We'll get our oven going at 350. We're gonna bake these on a sheet pan. I swear that's so easy. And then we just cut them into squares and they're ready to go. So let's get cracking. That's about 1 egg per English muffin. Now we're gonna go ahead and add in some Greek yogurt. I like to do this because it just adds a little bit of creaminess to your eggs. Most people add, I think, like milk, but this has more protein and it's really fluffy and yummy. That should be good. We'll give that a stir. You can also do a blender. I know a lot of people blend their eggs and they get super creamy and fluffy. I just don't want to get the blender out right now. Reality. So what's your go-to when it comes to breakfast? Do you have any breakfast favorites? I've really been enjoying these breakfast sandwiches when times are busy And we need to get some breakfast. They're really easy to grab and go. I like to do big batches, so today we're making 18. Our English muffins, I think, made 20, but my husband, my son, and myself, we all split 2. So I think we only have 18 left, which is totally fine. So there is our yummy egg mixture. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and now pour this onto our sheet pan. Let's go ahead and use some spray. We don't want them to stick. Want them to be off nice and easy. Okay. Go up on the edge. Probably could have just done oil or butter. I just realized that. Oh well, it's all good. We're going to take our egg mixture and pour it into the sheet pan. And that's it. This goes into the oven. Gotta be really careful with it. We'll go ahead and put that in for about 10 minutes and we'll see if it's ready. So next up, we're gonna go ahead and get our sausage patties ready. So these come from our farm share. It's a farm nearby. They are able to do different products and they mail them to you like however frequent you want. I think we do every 8 weeks. And so I don't tend to buy a lot of meat at the grocery store because this is better quality. And so this is their chicken breakfast sandwich sausage patty. There's only 6 though. And so what I like to do, and they're kind of big, I like to cut them in half or like break them in half. And then I get 24 out of the whole packages then because I have 2 packages. So we'll go ahead and get our hands a little dirty. They're nice and clean. So we're gonna go ahead and break these into the sizes that we need. So I can link the company that we use below in our description. I do think they ship nationwide. I like them because they're local. And they have really good products. You feel like it's just a good waste or good amount of money for, you know, better quality food. Okay, so you can see here, see there you broke it up. So there's 1 patty. We're just gonna break it off into 2, and then we're gonna reform it. So we're gonna get a little messy. And there we have it. We have 24 chicken sausage patties ready to be grilled up. Okay, we have our skillet. Go ahead and get this heated up. Put a little bit of oil in there. We're gonna go ahead and start frying up these. That was the timer for our egg mixture. It is not done yet. So we're gonna leave that in for probably another 5 minutes. Okay, let's give it a try. Okay, they are ready to be flipped. They're kind of sticking, so that's not good. I don't like that. Okay, this is just not my time. There we go. That's a little bit better. Just need a little effort. So that is our eggs. Let's go ahead and take a look to see if they're done. Ooh, they're looking super fluffy. They're not done yet though, but look at how jiggly, like just super fluffy. They're almost done. We'll do 5 more minutes. Okay, I think our sausage is done now. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put these on the plate. Our done plate. They're not sticking anymore, so I think I got the right temp now. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move these over. Okay, we'll see you soon. Okay, it truly was that easy. We are done with our sausage. Our eggs are all done. So next up, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start cutting our English muffins, and then we'll cut our cheese and start assembling. So if you do not have sourdough, don't let that stop you from making this. My friend and I made this with yeast, with all-purpose white flour, and they turned out so fluffy and delicious. So you can make English muffins even if you don't have sourdough. Look at how great those look. They're perfect. So we're going to start putting them on a tray so they're easy for assembly. So I'm just going to keep cutting these till we're done. So here's 18. We have 2 that are kind of duds that cut through. So my husband and I will have those for breakfast today. But we have 16 that are really good. So we're going to go ahead and start cutting the cheese, and then we'll start our assembly line. So the first cheese that I have here is an Irish cheddar I got this at Aldi, and then a Swiss cheese. So I just like to have a variety of different cheeses. I think that's the one difference I would say with these homemade English muffins versus the store-bought ones. The store-bought ones just have orange, American cheese most of the time, right? Or they'll have like a pepper jack. I've done this with like Parmesan cheese, smoked Gouda, and you can just have fun with it, right? Like I just love it, and it makes you have some fun. And the different cheeses it's very different than what you can find at the store. And so when you're able to make this homemade, you're able to put your own flair on it, right? If you want to add peppers and onions to your egg mixture, go ahead, right? Like that's something that maybe I'll do next time. Make a little like omelet situation out of it for the English muffins. You want to add mushrooms, you can do whatever you want. You're vegan, right? And maybe you want to do no eggs. That's fine too. My English muffins, I use plant-based milk, so yeah, you could do like Beyond sausage or whatever the case is. Do whatever you like. Remember, when you're in the kitchen, it's all about you and what works for you and your family. So there we have it. We have our cheese cut up, our sausage ready, our eggs ready, and now we are going to go ahead and start assembling our English muffins. So this part's fairly easy. I like to sandwich some cheese on the top and bottom. So for melting purposes, it's a little easier once you're warming up the breakfast sandwich. Look at how easy that came out. Okay, and we're just gonna keep going. And there we have it. We made a little bit of a mess. There are our 18 breakfast sandwiches with Irish cheddar and Swiss cheese, homemade einkorn, sourdough English muffins, and our yummy chicken sausage and egg bake. So there you have it today. Thanks for joining me in the Mitten Kitchen for making these English muffins. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and wrap them up with my sandwich bags, and I'm going to go ahead and put them back in the freezer bag and add them to the freezer. But I'm sure you're all waiting for a taste test, so let me give the one a taste test. It was so good. Well, thanks for joining me today. I'll see you next time on the Mitten Kitchen. Bye, everyone.